I'm Chris Vasquez, the Chief Product Officer at AWeber, and I'm constantly learning ways to be a better product manager. Today, our user story is, as a product manager, I want to be able to separate impact from engineering time so I can have the best possible backlog. One of our biggest responsibilities as product managers is the day-to-day management of our backlog, working with the team to make sure that the things we need to build and do are well documented, prioritized, and eventually executed on. A good product manager cares deeply about the state of their backlog and knows it inside and out. Since the backlog is so important to our team's success and so much of the backlog is made up of engineering tasks, it can be easy to come to the misplaced belief that the only or even the most effective way to affect change is through coding new things. That bias is often summed up with the phrase, if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. But that's never been particularly satisfying to me since it's often used in circumstances where the person has more than just the single metaphorical hammer. And most often, the hammer is a person and not a hammer at all. I dug a little into the origin of the phrase, which is much more interesting than the cliche. It turns out that the first time this hammer concept is recorded was in the professor of philosophy Abraham Kaplan's Law of the Instrument, which says, give a small boy a hammer, and he will find that everything he encounters needs pounding. Later on, Abraham Maslow of the hierarchy of needs fame would write in The Psychology of Science, I suppose it is tempting, if the only tool you have is a hammer, to treat everything as if it was a nail. Both of these statements are clear on the point that if someone truly only has a hammer, it can lead to a bias. But as product managers, we have way more than just our backlog of engineering tasks, the hammer in this case. We have, in many cases, team members in marketing, who might be a megaphone, CS, who might be a ladder. We have partners, and in some cases, integrations, which might be a multi-purpose ratcheting screwdriver or something, and automated onboarding emails and chatbots, which could be, I don't know, a series of onboarding emails or a chatbot. So the bias doesn't come from an actual limitation in many cases, but from a self-imposed restriction on our thinking. But beyond that fairly pedantic issue is the much greater one. The people we work with aren't tools, and they aren't anywhere near as one-dimensional as the figurative hammer. Our teammates, whether they're engineers, marketing folks, CS team members, or anyone else, they have a lifetime of experience and creativity to bring to the problems we want to solve. Are some people better at solving certain problems than others? Sure. Does that mean that we should view some or all of them as blunt, single-purpose instruments as opposed to heart and soul teammates? Certainly not. No way. The knowledge that we have these teammates with varying skill sets and perspectives gives us the chance to go back to our initial problem and identify ways to get to our goal that don't necessarily involve engineering new features. We should make sure that we're regularly checking that we're focused on the most important business and customer problems and not a specific tool set. Some things to think about. What areas of our platform, our product, are most underused with the highest correlation with success and stickiness that we could be educating more people about? What do we already know, or what could we surmise about the people who use our product from their behavior that we aren't currently using to make their experiences more personalized? What emerging best practices are out there that use our existing feature set that we can educate people about? To be clear, this doesn't mean that we shouldn't build new things. It just means that since our engineering time is finite, we need to focus it on the highest priority new things or bug fixes and use other capabilities we have to solve the problems that they can. Remember, you have more than just a hammer. You have a whole workshop full of tools to work with and a team of smart, talented people to collaborate with. Hopefully this was helpful. If you disagree, if you think I'm off base, or if you have other ideas or feedback, please leave them in the comments on the video. Have a great day.